Hello all and welcome to a late Tuesday night review. Why am I reviewing on a Tuesday night? Well, because I'm going to dub this video the schedule change review. So for the first time in 7 years, my schedule at work has changed day-wise, not shift-wise. Um, and so for the first time in 7 years, I will have a free weekend. That's not a weekend that has a holiday landing on it or something like that. I've worked weekends since 2017, quite willingly. I actually enjoyed um, working weekends as opposed to, uh, having a regular work week. That's just me, though. Your mileage may vary. I know most people actually they want to uh, have their weekends off. Myself, I just find life so much more easier to accomplish if my days off are on weekdays and there's less people around. Because yeah, in general, I don't do crowds. But yeah, what is the beer that we are going to be reviewing tonight? Well, I kind of realized I need to go. There's actually a lot of beers I haven't reviewed that I see on the shelves that I don't review because they're IPAs and I'm kind of burned out on them. But some of these IPAs are IPAs I've known of for a very long time that never got around to actually trying or haven't tried in a very long time and never reviewed. And this is one of them. This is Jai Alai from Cigar City Brewing. That's somewhere in Florida. Tampa, Florida, I believe. And yeah, this one was very well regarded about 10 years ago when I first started my seriously reviewing craft beers. And not so much now. And part of that is just because I think, it's a West Coast Style IPA and it's one of their flagships. So it's not going to go and be something that gets wowed about, and it's kind of a slightly passe style, you know, and, easy to get. So no FOMO here. Fear of missing out, in case that didn't quite enunciate just right on camera. This is 7.5 ABV, 65 IBUs, and I believe this is the only one of their line that is released in Hawaii. Well, that gets distributed to Hawaii. They, they do quite a few other beers, but I guess you have to go to Florida and the East Coast to have them. But that being said, this one was remarkably fresh. Can date on it is, sorry, 06/09/24. So this is 2 months old. So very fresh for a beer that literally traveled thousands of miles across country. And yeah, so what are we going to be doing? We're going to be pouring this into our, just our regular pint glass here. It's my Medicare God Bless America pint glass. I've just been using this a lot because, you know, I like to. I get very little joy in my life, so let me go and have my small pleasures, okay? So, Jai Alai is, of course, referring to the sports, the, the sport out of the Basque sport. It has the fastest moving ball in the world. So, yeah, let's go and read the label now before we open this up. I almost forgot. The merry game of Jai Alai provides inspiration for this citrus-forward India Pale Ale with notes of clementine, orange peel, and caramel malt, creating an IPA that's both bold and approachable. Brewed with 6 hop varieties. Good to know. Okay. Now that my refrigerator's fixed, my refrigerator is now so cold that I actually had to run this one under the hot tap for like a few seconds. So, a slightly opalescent orange yellow with a thick, fluffy off-white head, redolent of citrus, pine needle, ozone. And it should be noted that this citrus is very juicy smelling, at least in the bouquet. Underneath that, a sort of bready malts. God, this stupid armrest keeps on my chair keeps breaking. I really just need to go and get myself a new chair. And by getting myself a new chair, I mean finding one out of the garbage, much like how this chair was originally acquired. Come on. There we go. Had to fix that armrest there. You know, other people would go and cut that out of the video. I don't care. Okay, where was I? So underneath that, kind of sweet, bready malts. And onto the palate now, shall we? Moderately bitter finish. Kind of remains on the tongue to a long finish, but it's not tannic, thankfully. Citrus zest, hints of grapefruit up front, but balanced by a subtle sweet maltiness. Not getting too much in the top note, but that could also be because the humidity is through the roof. Like I said, when it's really humid, I don't need the bouquet, and especially the top note tends to be much more contracted. So kind of bitter mixture of orange juice and grapefruit juice in the top note, and hint of, and just a slight hint of cat pee almost. Slightly evocative of it. I mean, it's not like it was like wait, where did that come from? Um, I saw that in like one of the reviews for this, and I couldn't believe it. But it's like there it is, right in front of me right now. It's not a big note, but it's like, wow, where did that come from? Mid palate, that sort of citrus that's kind of dry up front merges with the sweet malts and kind of comes juicy before that bitterness reasserts itself in the finish. Slightly prickly carbonation. Fairly thin mouthfeel for a 7.5, but also lacking any booziness, which can show up sometimes in the 7.5 ABV beer. all in all, a pretty well made West Coast Style IPA. It's not as bitter as many other West Coast Style IPAs I've had. So, in that regard, um, I actually enjoy it because I don't like it to the I don't like West Coast Style IPAs when they're bitter to the point of being tannic in the long finish. Yeah. So pretty well balanced. I do wish there was a little bit more aromatic aspect to the hopping, but like I said, this is a fairly old beer, so the original, back in the day, IPAs were not as aromatic as they are now, and also too, the humidity is probably cutting it down by quite a bit. So yeah, I mean, if you like West Coast style IPAs, give this one a shot. I think it's pretty well distributed nationally. Um, it's not mind blowing, but I don't think my mind ever gets blown by IPAs anymore. Haven't in years. But it is decent enough that I would drink a second or third one. So, Jai Alai by Cigar City Brewing. Give it a shot if you try it. And that, folks, is your beer review for this evening. Onward to some Stilton cheese and taro bread. Yeah, I don't think the taro bread's actually going to mix too well with this, but you know, it's what I got. Cheers.